What's up, you guys? I'm Indigo, and welcome back to Tales and Tangents, where our stories rarely stay on the main road. They get crazy, y'all. So, thanks for joining. I ask that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, throw some comments in there, show some support. I'm growing this channel, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited for you guys to be on this journey with me. So, I hope you enjoy the stories. Tell me about it if you do or not. I love the engagement. All right, so let's get into it. This is a horror story, another creepy story. So I'm in the dark. And it's called Every Night at exactly 11:11. My phone called the same number. All right, so let's get into that because that is pretty creepy. I'm going to tell you something that I have a perfectly rational explanation for. I'm kidding. I don't. I've tried. For 11 months, I've tried to find a rational explanation, and the closest I got was a software engineer at my phone carrier telling me with genuine unease in his voice that what I was describing was not technically possible. Every night at exactly 11:11 p.m., my phone called a number that didn't even exist. Okay. So, I first noticed it when checking my phone bill online, an itemized charge I didn't recognize, a 23-second call on a Tuesday night at 11:11 p.m. to a number I didn't know. I assumed I pocket dialed it while I was asleep. I noticed it again the following month. Same time, same number. I went back through 6 months of bills. The calls have been happening every single night, always at 11:11 p.m., but the duration of the call varied. The shortest was 8 seconds, and the longest was 4 minutes and 12 seconds. I Googled the number. Nothing. I ran it through every reverse lookup service I could find. Nothing. I called it from a different phone. A recorded voice told me the number was not in service. My phone had been reaching it for 6 months though, every night, and something had been on the other end long enough to generate like an actual call duration. You know, when you call and you get that message that the number's not in service, it doesn't actually generate a call duration, like, you know, the count down or count up that shows how long you've been on a call. That doesn't happen. So I set an alarm for 11:10 p.m. and I sat with my phone in my hand watching. First of all, you need to set an alarm for 11:10 p.m. I could just stay up. This person must go to sleep really early. At exactly 11:11, the phone initiated a call. I had not touched it. The screen showed the number dialing, a green call bar, the seconds counting up. I put it to my ear. For the first 20 seconds, nothing. Just white noise, very faint. And then I heard breathing. Not mechanical, not automated, human, slow, and very close to the microphone on the other end. Then a voice said my name. A voice said my name. My name, clearly. And then the call ended. That's wild. I took the phone to my carrier. A senior technician reviewed the call logs and came back looking very unsettled. The calls were in the log, the charges were real, but the number, he checked it against every database available to him. It had never been assigned to any device, any SIM, any registered account. In his words, the network is logging you as having successfully connected to a number that the network has no record of ever routing traffic to. So it's like a number that just didn't exist yet. He gave me a new SIM card and a new number. He said he'd escalate it. Okay. And the call stopped for 4 days. On the fifth night, at 11:11 p.m., my phone with its new SIM card and its new number initiated a call to the same number it had always called. I didn't answer it this time. I haven't answered it since, but it still calls every night at 11:11. I've had the phone examined by 2 independent engineers. Neither found a malicious app, a script, or any software level explanation. The calls happen when the phone is in an airplane mode. The calls happen even when the phone is on airplane mode. One engineer told me flatly, phones don't do this. Phones don't do this. I know. I've thought about getting rid of the phone entirely. Every time I decided to, I think about the voice. It knew my name. Whatever's on the other end of that call knows my name. I'm not sure a new phone would even change that. And that's the end of the story. So, wow. They still have this phone and they're still getting these calls. And that's very true. If whatever called you knew your name. But get a new damn phone. Get a new phone. Smash that phone to pieces. Like, I would have broke that phone. I would have smashed it to pieces that night it did call. The night it called my name. Y'all gonna be like, Indigo is crazy. I would have been like, who is this? I probably would have got so upset and threw the phone because that's like harassment. But you can't call it harassment. They're like, this shouldn't even be happening. It's happening. We can see it. But like, there's no explanation for this. You just be driving yourself crazy. Get rid of the phone. And then if it happens again on a brand new device, maybe go without a phone for a while. Maybe just leave it alone. Start to look at the people who are around you because someone messing with you. But that was an interesting story. It's pretty creepy, but, not what I expected at all. I can't believe they're like not getting rid of the phone. Oh, they still know my name. Nah, man, get rid of that phone and just move on. If it happens with the next phone, see what happens. But definitely get rid of the phone entirely because it's gonna be like you're gonna have phone-induced psychosis with this shit. So, yeah, that was the end of the story. I will see you guys the next time. Leave me some comments. Let me know if you've ever experienced any weird shit with your phone like that. Calls or anything happening. I receive like weird calls. They're not weird. They're just solicitation calls or calls where you pick up and you say hello, and no one says anything. You just hang up. That started happening a long time ago. And I've always thought, just because I have a very big imagination, so I'm one that would think I'm not going to be picking up my phone like, hello, what's going on, who is this? Because they could just capture your voice and then play your voice back to you or something. Like, I've heard stories like that, so where it's like mimicking you. So I'm not going to give too much. If it's a number I don't know, honestly, I just don't pick up. Or I'll pick up and listen. Go remember those old games? Make a noise so they know the phone is being picked up and they're like, hello? You try to get them to say something first. But there was a time I was getting too many of them calls and I'm like, hello? I get nothing. It just hung up. So I'm like, oh, what? Now they got my voice. Now they can mimic my voice. I'm a little paranoid like that. So, yeah, that was a good story though. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Let me know in the comments what type of stories you want to hear, and I'm happy to get creative for you guys. So, peace out. This is my tech guy right here. He just wanted to say hi. He does all the background work. So, say hi.
Hi.
Thanks to the tech crew. Peace, y'all. See you later.